Hi friends, good morning. Today we are going to start with another topic, that is eigenvectors. In the last lecture we have seen what is eigenvalue, how can we determine the eigenvalue of a matrix. Okay, there we have studied the characteristic equation is for a particular matrix A is, that is determinant A minus lambda I is equal to 0. This this equation which we have arrived from the basic equation, that is Ax is equal to lambda x. Okay, more precisely I can write lambda x cap is equal to Ax cap is equal to lambda x cap. Okay, so this x cap, this I can say this is the eigenvector. Okay, eigenvector, and this lambda is eigenvalue. Okay, so let us come to the significance of this eigenvector and what does it mean. Okay, so let us come to the blackboard. See, suppose, imagine you have a cuboid. Okay, suppose you have a matrix A, that is metric operator A, that is going to work out with a cuboid. I am drawing a cuboid here. Okay, how can we define a cuboid? How the cuboid is defined? To define a cuboid, I need three vectors. One is A, other is B, and other is C. Okay, when this particular metric operator is working in this three-dimensional box, okay, so what is going to happen there? The size of this cuboid will change without changing this direction vectors, right? So its magnitude, the direction vector's magnitude may change, right? But the direction does not change. You will get the same cuboid here, right? So you will get certain number into 6 time. Suppose a 6 time a small cuboid we may obtain. Okay, but the factor which does not change is, that is this A, B, C. Okay, that is its magnitude changes, but this vector does not change. Its direction, orientation, that all are not going to change. Okay, then this ABC I can simply write as, so here that's why I am writing this vectors ABC is determining the notation, this vector ABC that represent the cuboid size and cuboid volume, right? Okay, so that vector I can simply write as x. Okay, if I am taking only the direction of such vector, so I can write x cap, that is equal to, I can write 6 into, if you take the direction of this vectors, direction does not change as we compare with the large cube, so this also x cap. Now I can say this x cap is the eigen vector. Okay, and this 6 is the eigen value. Okay, so this principle has a wide importance to find the energy eigenvalue in quantum mechanics. Okay, so let us come to the main screen. So to find the eigenvalue, so we know how to find the eigenvector. Okay, so eigenvalue we have already discussed. So using eigenvalues, how can we find the eigenvectors? So the suppose you have a matrix M 3 2 1 4. What is the sum of eigenvalues? That is trace of this matrix, right? That is 3 plus 4, that is 7. And what is product of eigenvalues? That is equal to determinant of this matrix, that is 12 minus 2, that is 10. So which are the two values for lambda 1 and lambda 2 satisfying these conditions? That is 2 and 5. So I can say the first eigenvalue is 2 and the second eigenvalue is 5. Now what I am going to do is, I am taking this x1, first eigenvector is x1, that is x1 y1, and I can write ax1 is equal to lambda 1 x1. This is first eigenvalue, this corresponding eigenvector. So I can write this as this determinant a minus lambda I into, so we can write this as a minus lambda I into, our equation is a minus lambda I into x, that is equal to 0 for first eigenvalue, then first eigenvector I can write like this. So that is 2, this 2 eigenvalue is 2, so I can write a 3 minus 2, 2, 1, 4 minus 2 into x1 y1 is equal to 0. So from it I can write, here it is 1, here it is 2, so x1 plus 2 y1 is equal to 0. Okay, that represents x1 is equal to minus 2 y1, right? So I can write this x1 replace with this minus 2 y1, right? So I can take this y1 out, right? So y1 into minus 2 1. Okay, so this is the I can take this minus y1 out, then y1 out, then that is minus 2 1. This is the first eigenvector and I have to normalize this, so we need only the direction. Okay, so I have to normalize this. So how can we normalize? I can divide with its magnitude. Okay, generally I can represent this as, okay, what is the magnitude of this vector? I already told you a vector we can represent as column matrix. So this is, if you imagine this is a vector with the dimensions 2 y1 I cap plus y1 j cap, then what is its magnitude? That is 4 y1 square plus y1 square, right? That is root 5 y1. So if you divide this vector with, that is x1 cap is equal to, you divide this particular vector, that is y1 into minus 2 1 divided by this magnitude, that is root 5 y1. So this y1 cancel, I can write 1 by root 5 into minus 2 1, right? So that is the first eigenvector, right? So that is the first eigenvector. So let us check. So that is the first eigenvector, that is x1 cap or chi1 cap is equal to 1 by root 5 minus 2 1, right? Now the same thing I can repeat to find out the eigenvector corresponding to the second eigenvalue. Second eigenvalue is lambda 2 is equal to 5. Again I am giving to this equation. Okay, I am substituting here. So I have an equation minus 2x2 plus 2y2 is equal to 0. From it I can write x2 is equal to y2. So that I can substitute here. X2 is equal to y2 means instead of x2 I can replace with y2, then y2 I can take out. Okay, so x2 y2, that is x2 x2, or x2 I can, then x2 I can take out, that is 1 1. Then that is when you normalizing this, what I can say, so this vector I can write as, that is x2 x2, that is x2 I cap plus x2 j cap. When I am taking the magnitude, what I can write, that is root of x2 square plus x2 square, that is root 2 x2. Okay, so when I am taking the magnitude 1 1 divided by, that is with our magnitude, that is root 2 x2, then x2 x2 cancel, so 1 by root 2 1 1. So this is the second eigenvector. Okay, so we have seen what are the eigenvectors. So eigenvector is, that is chi1 and chi2. Okay, that is equal to 1 by root 2 1 1 and here 1 by root 5 minus 2 1. Okay, 1 by root 5 minus 2 1. These are the eigenvectors. Okay, now these eigenvectors are particularly, it has a wide importance in diagonalization of the matrix. Okay, so what is diagonalization? After this session we are going to discuss what is diagonalization. So before that I can show a question from this part, that is how to diagonalize this matrix. Okay, if you have a matrix like this, okay, we will discuss the diagonalization in the next class. Even though here we have a question that is given a matrix A is equal to 0 minus I is equal to I 0. Find the matrix P which will diagonalize this matrix. Okay, so diagonalizing a matrix means, see, suppose you have a matrix A. Okay, suppose its eigenvalues are 1 by root 2. In the previous case you got 1 1 and 1 by root 5 into minus 2 1. So its diagonalizing matrix means that if you write this matrix as 1 by root 2 into 1 by root 5 into, you are going to write this as 1 1 and minus 2 1. If you write a matrix from it, okay, so this matrix formed by this eigenvectors, okay, that we can call it as a diagonalizing matrix. This has a wide importance. The importance is, if you find the inverse of, suppose this is a particular matrix P, okay, that will works on this. If you work on this matrix in such a way that P inverse into this particular matrix A into P, you will get, if it's diagonal matrix, suppose this is the matrix, not this matrix, if this is the matrix that we have chosen, and this matrix into this diagonalized matrix, okay, that is P inverse and P acting on either side, and at the center if you keep this matrix, as a result you will get a matrix that is very interesting, crucial result, that is like this. What are the eigenvalues of this matrix? 2 and 5, right? So you will get a matrix like this, okay. So you will get a matrix if you find P inverse AP. So once you know the diagonalizing matrix P, so you can find out any matrix that acts like this P inverse AP, which produce a matrix which has only the diagonal element, and that diagonal element will be equal to its eigenvalues. Okay, this has a particular uh, significance in physics, especially in quantum mechanics. Okay, so that all you keep in your mind, and let us go to the one problem that I have given here. See, you can see here a matrix A is equal to 0 minus I 0, right? So if you find out, I am not going to derive this all, you know this, how to find lambda from it, determinant you find. So similarly you can find out this lambda, okay, determinant A minus lambda is equal to 0, and when you substitute here minus lambda expanding, you will get eigenvalues, that is 1 and minus 1, okay. Once you get these eigenvalues, you can find out the eigenvectors. So if you first corresponds to the first vector, ax1 is equal to lambda x, okay, that is 0 minus I 0 x1 x2 into 1 into x1 x2. If you multiply this all, you will get two eigenvectors, okay, that is x1 is equal to k ik, okay. By normalizing you can write like this, that is k is equal to 1 by root 2. So you got, now you got two eigenvectors, okay, that is just as we have done before, okay. Once you get these eigenvectors, what I said, this matrix formed by these eigenvectors, that is 1 by root 2 I by root 2 and 1 by root 2 minus I by root 2, this is the particular diagonalizing matrix, okay. And this is P inverse, you can find inverse of this matrix P inverse, that is 1 by root 2 1 by root 2 minus I by root 2 I by root 2. So here the matrix is that we have formed is, see, that is P inverse is equal to 1 by root 2 1 by root 2 minus I by root 2 and I by root 2, okay. That is P inverse into this particular matrix. What is this particular matrix? That is our A, that is 0, you can write this as 0 minus I 0 into this A, okay, P inverse P. What is P? P is this matrix formed by this eigenvectors, that is 1 by root 2, that is 1 by root 2 1 by root 2 I by root 2 minus I by root 2, okay. This is the P inverse AP, P inverse AP. Now according to the theory, when you solve this, you will get corresponding uh, like a matrix like this. Here 0, here 0. Here you will get the eigen values. What are the eigen values which we have solved? 1 and minus 1, I think. See, yes, 1 and minus 1. So this will be the result. Okay, 1 and minus 1. Okay, so once you know this diagonalizing matrix, it has lot of application. In the next session, we are deeply going to discuss about this diagonalization. Okay, what is the diagonalizing? What is the importance of this? Okay, see, suppose you want to find one importance, I can tell you now. Suppose you want to find a raised to 5. Okay, so if you know the diagonalizing matrix, you can take the direct power of this. Okay, so in the next class we will discuss that. And today this is the class, and in the next class we will discuss about diagonalization. Okay, thank you.